If you just bought a new home, these are the first tools you're likely to need for minor repairs and improvements. Buying a home is a rewarding experience, but it often comes with a lot of cleaning, repairs, and maintenance. Having the right tools will help get the job done safely and efficiently. This list contains the 6 most common tools that I find myself reaching for as I do tasks around the house. Links for most of these are in the description below. Let's jump into it. Starting out this list, I have one of these electrical testing pens. So it's a non-contact electrical tester. It can tell you if a wire is live or not. Even if you aren't planning on touching the wiring in your house, these are great to have around. 1 is a safety tool, and 2 to check and troubleshoot electrical problems as you have them come up. I highly recommend you pick one of these up. It could save your life if you're touching any type of electrical circuit. It gives me that extra peace of mind right before I dig into an outlet box or start changing a light fixture. Number 2 on the list is going to be a stud finder. One of the first things everyone does when they move in is try to get their clocks, pictures, decor hung up on the walls. So stud finder is going to be used a ton right off the bat. So having a nice stud finder is going to save you a lot of time as you go through that process, especially if you're planning more major renovations down the road. Next up on the list, I've got the classic hammer. You'll find yourself using these quite a bit. Again, going back to hanging things on the wall. It's great to use as a pry tool as well. And really, they're fairly inexpensive and they'll last you a very long time. So make sure you pick one up. Next on the list is related to a hammer, but is even more useful. A drill is a key component in nearly every maintenance and repair activity. The ability to change out the bits makes it incredibly versatile. You can take it from drilling holes to driving screws in, or even to a giant mixer if you really need that. And while I do consider these to be a must-have, they can get kind of expensive. I'd say the investment you make in this depends on how much you expect to actually use it. I started out with a Black & Decker drill for the first 6 months or so, and it did everything I needed to. After that point, I started to get a little more into woodworking, and my wife and I started to plan a few larger projects around the house. So I ended up upgrading to a DeWalt. But there's a lot of good brands out there that are well trusted, so check those out. That brings us to number 5. This is another essential tool I find myself reaching for all the time, and that would be my headlamp. I got this one a couple years ago, and it's seen a ton of use. The ability to have light exactly where you need it, when you need it, saves so much time and frustration. I probably use this 2 to 3 times a week for almost any task I'm doing around the house. I linked this one in the description if you want to check it out. But whichever one you buy, please make sure it is rechargeable. Don't get one with batteries that you're going to have to replace and find new ones, and it'll die in the worst times. Just get one that plugs in the wall and you'll thank yourself later. That brings us to item number 6. So none of the items up to this point would I spend a ton of money on. With the exception of the drill, none of them are going to cost you much more than $20 if you're just starting out. However, item number 6 is going to be a ladder, and I definitely recommend spending a little bit extra money here to set yourself up well for the future. There's a few different reasons for this. 1, working from a ladder is probably the most dangerous task you'll do while you're around your house. People fall and hurt themselves every day, so it's really important to have a sturdy surface to be working from. And saving yourself a trip to the hospital will make this pay for itself pretty much instantly. You'd also be surprised at how much time and energy you'll save just having the right ladder for the job. I started out with a 6-foot A-frame ladder. It was useful pretty much everywhere around the house. The problem was I would need to improvise a little bit when I had to do things like cleaning out the gutters. The 6-foot ladder was great for inside, but then when you got to tasks that are outside that were a little higher up, I really needed something else. So instead of storing a second ladder or a third ladder, I picked up a little giant ladder. It extends up to about 14 feet or so, and that's been immensely helpful for doing tasks that are higher up. Even inside though, it's more helpful than my A-frame. You can get it in several different positions that help you do overhead work, and I highly recommend picking one up. Additionally, it folds down pretty compactly, so you can store it inside to keep it around and close by when you need it. So that's my list of the 6 most helpful items you need as a new homeowner. Like I said, links to some of these are in the description below. Also, if you're a longtime homeowner, please drop some comments with any other tools that you think are pretty essential as you're starting out, or let me know anything you disagree with in the comments. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.